Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube segment, I'm going to be giving you a recap of Game 1 of the 2016 NBA Playoffs First Round Series between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons. The Cleveland Cavaliers won the game 106-101. It was a valiant effort by Detroit. The Detroit Pistons were actually up at halftime 58-53. They did play like warriors as far as their three-point shooting went, especially. They had a barrage of three-pointers in the first half, but it toned down in the second half. And Cleveland, credit to them, their defense came around in the second half. They held the Detroit Pistons to 43 second-half points, and really, the big three played exceptional for Cleveland: LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love. And Kevin Love had 28 points, 13 rebounds. He was also a sterling 4 for 8 from three-point land. I was a little surprised at that. And Detroit power forward Marcus Morris was really shooting lights out in that first half, but his offense dissipated in the second half of this game. And also, Detroit, his name is Kentarius Caldwell Pope, 21 points and 2 rebounds. And Cleveland came out on fire in the second half. They went on an 8-0 run, but of course it was quickly eradicated by Detroit. This game had numerous lead changes, and really, if this is a harbinger of things to come for this series, this is going to be a very grueling, hard-fought battle in every game. And really, I'm not shocked that Detroit made this a competitive game with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They obviously weren't going to take a Cavalier attitude against them, and I'm sure Cleveland didn't take a Cavalier attitude against the Pistons in this particular game. And really, what it came down to, I think, what it was, I mean, we saw Cleveland's experience. They, compared to Detroit's playoff experience, really they have an abundance. Cleveland has an abundance of it, and they surely surpassed Detroit in that department today. And really, again, I do give the Detroit Pistons a lot of credit. They really played their hearts out big time in this particular game. And the Pistons were on fire in the three-point line. They went on a three-point rampage in the first half. They were 10 of 16 from three-point territory. LeBron in the first half showed his physicality, and again in the second half, he found his way to muscle in, whether it was on a pick and roll or what have you. LeBron James finished with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 11 assists. And this was really a game where it just looked like, to me, Detroit played with a lot of tenacity and persistence. They would not go away. They showed a lot of mental fortitude. They worked through adversity. But what it came down to, too, was that Cleveland had more execution in the second half. Detroit really couldn't get anything going. As I stated before, Cleveland did hold Detroit to 43 points in the second half. And really, that was really critical as far as Cleveland Cavaliers emerging victorious in this basketball game. So, and also Cleveland was down by 7 in the fourth quarter. They showed some resiliency. Detroit showed that in this game, but Cleveland showed it in the fourth quarter, and they came back and they erased 7. They were down by 7 points in the fourth quarter. And Detroit, to their credit, they just would not go away. This is a team that obviously has the no fear concept. They're not really worried about maybe their lack of experience in the postseason. They know that they have talent on this team. They have players that can play collectively, that are strong-willed, and that could play with a lot of ferocity and tenacity. And they really showed it in this game. I give them credit. Detroit did take 2 games at Cleveland in the regular season, and they almost pulled this one out, but it was really Detroit's ineptitude on offense in the fourth quarter is what really played a strong role in them losing this game. And of course, Cleveland making their shots at the critical juncture at the end of the game and making critical shots when they needed to. And Detroit was not able to do that down the stretch. And Cleveland ultimately won 106 to 101. And if this is any omen or harbinger of things to come for the rest of the series, hey, this should be an entertaining series. I picked Cleveland to win it in 6. I think Detroit can still win 2 games. I think this series will be more competitive than a lot of people anticipated. Well, anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube segment for my Game 1 recap of the 2016 NBA First Round Playoff Series between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons. And until next time, people, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.